Now we would like to discuss best practices. I want to thank our wonderful panel for joining us tonight. They will introduce themselves. Brandon and I will cover the topics, starting off with the Back to the Pack event, recruiting in this current environment, a joining night, and creative recruiting methods. So with that, I would like to have Liz start off, and Liz, if you can introduce yourself.
Sure. Thanks, Otto. My name is Liz Houston. I am in the Red Jacket District. I am committee chair with PAC 1910.
Thank you. Jess?
Hi, I'm Jessie Ma. I am the membership chair for the Polaris District, and I am also the committee chair for PAC 5 in Tatanka District.
Great. Thank you, Jess. And Kelly?
Hi, I am Kelly Betchen from Onondaga. I am the committee chair for PAC 129, and I am also on the training committee.
Great. Thank you all again. Thank you all again for participating. So let's jump right into this. Back to the PAC event, under normal circumstances, that's where we're inviting our existing members to come back sometime early August, just to get ready for the fall. So we know how to do this in person. That's pretty easy. But how are we thinking that we would go about doing this in a virtual setup? So if you guys would kind of just share some of your experiences from doing this as an in-person event, how it worked, and how you would envision, working this out in a virtual setup. So I'm going to start off with Liz, if you want to go ahead and share.
Sure. So usually in our Back to the Pack, we have a family picnic where the kids come and we have our rain gutter regatta set up so they can make some boats and just have fun with it. We'll do a campfire after the picnic. It's just a time for us to come together, talk about, how summer camp went, come back, and we're excited for the year. Obviously, this year, I'm not really sure with a large pack if we're going to be able to have the picnic. So we're thinking about things that we've done in the classroom. I've seen in the classroom a scavenger hunt on Zoom, have the kids be there, go get this, then go get this. And, if they bring something, they could also, okay, go find a brush of some sort, things around their house, and they get excited, they interact with each other, or even a game of categories that they can do virtually, and then some time to talk to the parents after. We've done some virtual things with the kids, and they still want to be active, and doing something that keeps them active gets them excited, gets them interacting with each other, and then we have a few minutes to talk with the parents too. So I think that's what we're looking at if we cannot meet together.
Great. Thank you, Liz. Jess?
For our Back to the Pack, we kind of combine it with popcorn. So we present the kids with, we're going to talk about popcorn and the popcorn sale. And we theme a bunch of games that have to do with popcorn. So the kids will walk across the yard with popcorn and cups on their feet to fill a bowl on the other side of the room. We've also done things like teaching them how to handle when different people answer the door if somebody's not receptive to popcorn. Because especially when you're talking to the smaller kids, the lions and the tigers, they've probably never had somebody come to the door and say, I don't want to talk to you. So we role play. We have a bunch of parents on the other side of the door, and they knock on the door, and all the parents have a little piece of paper that say, okay, answer that door grouchy. And if the kid panics, we go, okay, stop. What do you think they should do? And then we get the kids doing a craft with some of the leaders, and then we talk to the parents about, what the year is going to look like, upcoming trips, upcoming different activities that are coming up, the pack hike, when the pack hike is going to happen. That's also our big time to talk to them about trying to get more volunteers, showing them that, this stuff happens, but all of the things can't happen if we don't have other people step up than the 4 that are standing in front of you. So that's kind of our adult recruitment too, is that night, to try to get adults involved.
So that's excellent. So Jess, again, so in a virtual setting with Zoom and all, so what do you What are you guys thinking?
I think we're going to end up having a Zoom meeting and kind of theme it more like a PAC meeting, where we'll talk about what happened this summer. We'll talk about popcorn, but we'll talk about what happened this summer. We'll ask the kids who participated in different virtual camps this summer.
Oh, wow.
What did you do? You know, what kind of activities did you do? We'll also have a time where we talk to the parents and, you know, explain to them, you know, our chartered org is not going to let us all meet at once. So we've had to come up with some very interesting ways in order to do den meetings. We have to have den meetings where 2 dens meet each week and the other dens would meet virtually that week. So we have to, it's been very creative this year to figure out how we're going to do den meetings. So we're going to talk to them about that and how we might not go on a PAC hike. It may be a den hike, you know, or a family hike for the hiking requirements, because we've got a pack of 30, you know, if you go 30 kids plus their parents, that's a lot of people to have all in one area. So we're going to talk about how we're going to be creative about things and how there's going to be a need for parents to get involved this year.
Thank you. Excellent. And thank you, Jess, for that. Kelly, what are you thinking?
Oh, yes. So normally we do a big family picnic. We meet in the church yard because we're chartered by a church. So we have a big yard to play in. The kids run around, usually a kickball game or something like that. We usually do our popcorn kickoff too at that time. This year we can't have that space, so we are going to do an ice cream social right now, and we're going to meet at a local ice cream place where we can still socially distance, and we're offering parents the opportunity just to come stop by, get the flyers and the paperwork for this year, and then get your ice cream and go, you know, all depending. We're all about working on family comfort. And then virtually, I've been thinking a lot on what our PAC has done some virtual meetings, and the things that work out are the things that keep the kids busy. So we're gonna do a family trivia day. So, you know, lots of silly questions, lots of fun like things for the kids and the families to get involved with, and we're gonna want the families to do. We did that as one of our PAC meetings with the kids, and they were super involved, and they really loved the trivia and trying to, you know, nobody really kept score, but it was fun for them. So I think we're going to do that as a big family event.
Well, thank you. This is great information. Thank you, guys.
How do you plan on recruiting in this current environment with the digital assets that the council and national provided for you? Let's start with Liz.
So looking at the different assets and the different templates that council has, I know we have a Facebook page, so I definitely will take some of those materials and put them on our Facebook page, create some Facebook events, and start pushing out, not just to our families and ask them to share, but to our charter organization, which is with the church, and they can share there. They can also share in their bulletin, so people that are at Mass can see it there as well, so both in paper and virtually. And then the nights, you have the different buddy cards. The kids can even share those virtually if we put them together. They can snap a picture and send it to friends and things that way. So I'm really hoping to utilize those tools as we go forward.
Very good. Jesse, how are you?
We also have a Facebook page, so we will be doing a lot of we post on our Facebook page pretty regularly, so we will be using some of the assets that you have provided to promote not only just our PAC, but scouting in general, because we have people who follow from all over, because I think one of our posts went viral over the summer. So we have a lot of people following the page that aren't from Western New York. So we're going to make sure that we not only do we post for the PAC, but we post for scouting in general. The buddy cards, I think the buddy cards are great, that we might print out a bunch of those buddy cards, and when the kids pick up their stuff for this upcoming year, give them a stack of buddy cards and be like, hey, you see one of your friends, give them one of these and tell them about the pack. I really like the idea of the Facebook event. I think that's something that could really bring more of a aspect of people being able to ask questions rather than just seeing your post, a picture on your Facebook page. This would be a way to have the leadership be available if somebody does have a question. Because sometimes those comments just get buried and you don't see them.
Very good. Thank you. And I know the nice thing about the buddy cards too is that if they're digital, so you could also send them by email and on Facebook too, not just print them out, but I do like that. Kelly, how about you? How do you plan on using the current environment and using digital assets?
Well, I really think one of the positive things about all of this COVID stuff is that we have been able to come up with ways of recruiting virtually. So as we are promoting our information, there's a lot of links straight to council and straight to how to register, where I don't think we had that kind of stuff in the past. So being able to link that out to parents so that they can really quickly and easily get that information will make it easy for them to want to join. We also, with the buddy cards, giving them to parents to send out to their friends, that you can, just a fast email. And we are going to really focus on the recruiting strip and maybe coming up with some other prizes for our pack. And like, if you guys can recruit this, we're going to give you guys an extra incentive, or there'll be an extra prize when you go to camp with us. So really just focusing on kids bringing their friends.
Back to you, Otto.
Thank you, Brandon. Now let's talk about the joining night. Now I know in person that we have a proven method, right, where we, a lot of units do the round robin, where it's a welcome. It's come learn about Cub Scouts, and we have different stations basically explaining what we do as an organization, to all the way to meeting the den leaders and to signing up and then being part of the program. So that's kind of the in-person method. And like mentioned previously, we do have the membership kits and all of those resources available. But how are we seeing that, that special night, how would that work in a virtual setting? So starting with Liz, what do you think?
So again, we usually have an ice cream social, have the kids doing some activities. We actually put up the Pinewood Derby track so they can try it. We had the kids paired up with current scouts last year when we played a game of Hungry Hippos with both laundry baskets and on skateboards. The kids loved it. It was just a blast. They had so much fun. I'm thinking if we have to go virtual, I'm hoping that we can be together in person sooner than later. But if we have to go virtual, sharing we have videos from some things that we've done. We have videos on our Facebook page that we put up into that event from things we did last year. And maybe even thanks for coming. Out here in Hamburg, we have a little ice cream shop that you can buy a token. It's $2. They can get an ice cream or a slushie. It might cost us a little bit, but thanks for coming. Give that mail after. Hope we see you again at our next meeting. Just that reminder that we like that they came, and hopefully they give it a little bit more thought to come and join and stay with us a little bit longer. But really showing them with videos and having current scouts talk, starting with the flag ceremony, little couple things that they could see. This is what we do. This is the fun we have. Thanks so much for coming. We can't do ice cream in person, but here's a little thank you, and here's this little token, and we hope to see you at our next meeting. So I think that's where we're going to approach it. So some of the same sort of things we would have done in person, but just changed up a little bit to be virtual.
Great. Jess?
So with our constraints with our chartered organization, we're going to have to be where maybe we have it that the Lions and the Tigers, on their meeting night, they can bring a buddy, because that would be a smaller amount of kids, but they could come and see what those two dens are doing. For the virtual aspect, what we had talked about was having a Zoom call where prospective parents can log on to the Zoom call, and having breakout sessions for the different dens. So it's more of, we have a basic information, and then say, okay, if you have a first grader, you're going to go to this breakout room and talk with the den leader about, these are the kinds of things we're going to do this year. So it's more of a age appropriate thing, rather than these are all the things we're going to do. And then you have a tiger that's like, well, I want to earn whittling chips. And you have to have that conversation. And then bring everybody back and talk about how the PAC doesn't run without parents, and how parent leadership is really important.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Kelly?
So I think going virtually, in our PAC too, like, we get a lot more parent involvement since we've been virtual. Like, my PAC meetings, or my committee meetings, we call them family meetings, they have, we've gotten so many more parents getting involved. So I think virtual might actually help to our benefit sometimes, because parents don't have to go anywhere. They can really see what's going on. I think we're going to have our scouts do a quick video, like what I really like about my PAC, what were some of the fun things that I did, and things like that. But I think really just kind of being organized, having that information, like, this is our calendar, this is what we plan on doing, this is how we plan on doing things if we meet in person, but we also have a plan on how we're going to handle things if we have to go virtually. We don't want you to join and not be left in the dark. We have a plan, and we want to make sure that we let parents know that scouting is going to be scouting no matter what. Like, our PAC is going to continue, and we're going to do a lot of fun things.
Great, thank you. That's excellent.
Now more than ever, we know it's important to be creative when we're recruiting scouts. So what ways will your unit recruit scouts this year? Liz, let's start with you.
Thanks, Brandon. So I think going creative. I'm thinking about, I saw for our local baseball league, on the pizzeria digital sign, please join if you want to join, information here. Going and reaching out, instead of just putting flyers in those businesses on their little placards and boards inside, actually putting things and asking businesses if they will promote scouting on their digital signs, and promote when our meetings are for this join night. So more people may see it driving by and have that opportunity. It's, of course, we'd still use the signs that go in our lawns and things of that sort, but this might be another way, maybe a flashy way. Somebody sees it. Oh yeah, Scouts is still going on. Oh, it's up on this business. We should check it out. So I'm thinking there. And again, of course, talking, with our schools, if they'll share our things on their Facebook pages as well.
Thank you, Liz. Very good. Jesse, how about you?
We have a charter school that a lot of our scouts come from, and we've done multiple service projects for them. And we reached out to the principal, who is very into scouting. She thinks scouting is a wonderful program. And she has agreed to put flyers in all of the packets that are going out to all the kids in the elementary and middle school. We have also encouraged our parents to take one of those little yard signs and put it out in your yard. You never know who's going to drive by and say, oh, scouting. Oh, there's scouting in this area. And, give the PAC a phone call. But our PAC has traditionally done a lot of the back to school nights. So with those things not happening, we're trying to be more creative on how we're going to get the word out to the kids in the area that scouting is around and alive, and we're still working,
Thank you, Jesse. Very good. Kelly, how about you? How do you guys plan on being creative when you're recruiting scouts this year?
So we have a Facebook page. We promote all the time. We, share council events. We share PAC events. We are also, with the church. So our church will put our flyers into their bulletin and give information about our recruiting nights right there in the church. So we'll see, hundreds of people will see our PAC. We also have been doing a Market Monday with our church, and we have a tent and we sit there. Our scouts have been cutting fabric and making face masks. So our PAC as a fundraiser has been doing that. And we talk to people and they see that our scouts are trying to do some good. And we're out there every Monday just trying to recruit.
Thank you again, guys. I think this information was just wonderful. A lot of great ideas and great feedback. So I want to thank you, Liz. I want to thank you, Jess and Kelly, for helping out and being part of this panel. So thank you again, and thank you guys for all you're doing.